Hello everyone. If you're looking to pick up the jungle role in League of Legends or are looking to refine your jungle routes, then this video is just for you. In this video, I will go over all the different initial jungle paths you can take with the goals to hit the levels we want as quickly as we want, and path wisely so we may pressure the areas of the map we want to once we finish our route. For your convenience, I have timestamped the video so that you may in the future skip to the parts you would want to revisit. Please check the description box for a list of these timestamps highlighting all the routes I cover in this video. And as always, I will leave the script of this video in the description box for those of you who need it. First, let's cover the two most basic jungle routes if your goal is to gank at level 3 with double buffs. Keep in mind, both of these routes are cross-map, so start on the opposite side of the lane you want to pressure. The routes are Blue Wolves Red and Red Wolves Blue, or essentially buff wolves and then buff. These are the most basic and common routes and are the routes every jungler should keep as a foundation for their jungle pass in Season 7. Starting a buff on bot side, especially in lower elos, is very common start due to players from bot lane lending a stronger leash overall. It's a very safe start, but it is very predictable, as top lane should be expecting to be ganked by around 3 minutes. You can also start the buff on top side if you feel your top laner is considerably weak to gank for the first few levels and your bot lane / mid lane matchup is very volatile to gank. After the first buff camp, we do wolves, as it is the only camp that is on our way to the next buff. We choose not to do raptors as a second camp, as it takes considerably longer to do than wolves and can really hurt you if you lack sufficient AoE spells. We also avoid doing Gromp after a buff because your overall clear is a tad slower, as Gromp is slightly out of the way and it gives slightly less gold than wolf camp. There is another camp you can start if you want to gank the opposite side of the map with double buffs. The route is Raptors, Red, then Blue. Raptors is a great camp to start and opens up multitudes of routes if you begin your route here. It spawns at 137 rather than at 140 compared to other buffs, so even your mid laner can throw a spell and or an auto to help you if they can. It also gives you level 2 while you are doing the camp. The reason for that is because both jungle items specifically state plus 30 bonus experience on monster kill for each level higher than the monster is than you. Since there are 6 minions in this camp, i.e. 5 more minions than the buffs, you get 150 more experience starting this camp. So if you kill the small ones first, you can hit level 2 and use another spell to finish off the big raptor if you need to. This extra 150 experience can lead to huge advantages over the enemy jungler if used correctly, since it can give us more than half a camp's worth in experience. Lastly, it allows us a slightly longer red buff timer as we choose to kill the buffs second rather than first. Keep in mind though that some junglers have an easier time starting this camp than others, as it's important to have AoE to kill the small raptors efficiently lest you take too much damage from the camp. Be sure to take the right spell, as your first skill might differ depending on what camp you start. For example, Vi usually starts W denting blows when doing the buffs, but starts E excessive force when starting raptor. If you are still struggling, be sure to communicate with your team that you need help with this camp if you must start it. In short, use these routes if you plan to gank the opposite side of the map with double buffs early. Sometimes you don't need double buffs to gank a lane and just want to apply map pressure as early as possible. These routes will cover a same side route, i.e. where you end your route is the same as when you started. The first route is if you choose to start blue. The route is Blue Wolves, then Gromp. The route gives you level 3 and is much faster than doing the standard buff to buff clear. It also gives you the added bonus of ending near the top lane blasting plant, allowing for a quick hop or the wall. If you choose to start red, well then you can't do a same side route. Yes, I know what you're thinking, wait what? What about red raptors and then Krugs? That gives you level 3 and a same side. Yes, that is true, but doing that route is so slow and defeats the purpose of initiating a same side gank. Instead, I have a better same side alternative if you want to gank the same side your red buff is on. The route is Raptors, Red, and then Scuttle or just a small Krug and mini Krugs that spawn from it. Scuttle will put you at 99% to the next level, while just the small Krugs will get you 86%. These routes won't quite get you level 3, but you'll be close enough that if you leech one minion from a lane, you'll level up. So when it's time to gank, you just go in when an enemy minion is about to die and you'll level up while initiating the gank. Alternatively, you can take one EXP rune and you won't have to leech one minion before ganking. Now sometimes you don't want to gank early. Occasionally you want to wait for your laners to hit level 3 or 4 before you gank, or maybe you want to make a purchase so that your first gank is stronger. If that's the case, here are two routes you can use. Keep in mind, both of these routes are cross-map, so if you plan on ganking immediately after clearing, you'll end up on the opposite side of the map you started on. The first route is a straight clear from one side to the other. It's simply blue, Grom, wolves, raptors, red, then Krugs. This is just a full clear that gives you a level 4 with double buffs. From here you can choose to gank or recall to buy items. This route is very popular on players who just want to farm early and outscale the other junglers who might want to attempt ganks instead of farming. It's also especially potent on red side, as the bot lane duo can lend a stronger leash than blue side. If, however, you need to gank as soon as you hit level 4, you can opt to only clear the small Krugs or grabbing Scuttle Crab instead of Krugs entirely. Now the second level 4 clear starts on the opposite side of the map, but instead of starting a buff, we start on Raptors. The route is Raptors, Red, Wolves, Gromp, then Blue. Notice that this route doesn't require Krugs to hit level 4. That is because of the bonus 100 experience the Raptor camp gives us, as previously mentioned. This is the fastest way to hit level 4. The last route is level 6 Rush. This is for junglers that want to prioritize getting level 6 as soon as possible. Champions with a strong ultimate and or a weak pre-6 gank will want to utilize this. The route is Raptors, Krugs, Wolves, Gromp, Blue, Recall, then we path towards Red buff using the Blasting Plant, Red, Raptors, Krugs, Wolves, then Gromp. This specific route is the fastest way to hit level 6. The reason for this specific route is that since the start of Season 7, each camp grants 25% less experience on the first clear. The Ancient Krug in particular also has another 50% less experience granted on the first clear. So the goal with this path is to clear the small camps as soon as possible so that they be taken as soon as possible with the full experience return. We take blue after clearing the small camps because you won't hit level 4 just doing the small camps, and if you don't do it, you'll be waiting for the raptors to spawn. In the clip we see in the background, I am doing this route with Shyvana, someone who would typically use this route. She does this route so fast, she even ends up waiting for wolves to spawn. To summarize, use these routes for champions that would typically pressure the map at these levels. If you are playing an early game jungler such as Evelynn, Elise, or Lee Sin, pick a level 3 route that would end you in the area of the map you want to pressure when you finish your route. If you are playing a champion who needs to buy first before ganking, heal after doing a few camps, or would prefer to gank slightly later than early game junglers, use the level 4 routes. Some champions that can fit these criteria are Graves, Hecarim, Vi, and Olaf. And if you are playing a champion that has weak ganks before level 6 and or have a strong ultimate that can be used for ganking but very fast clears, use the level 6 rush. Champions that fit these criteria are Shyvana, Nocturne, and Dr. Mundo. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you have any questions regarding the video or have a suggestion for future content, please leave a comment below. Join me next time as I go over how and when to use these routes effectively and how we can change our route to adapt to the current game.